Okay, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened with the audio. I think it was my AirPods that messed it up though. So hold on, y'all. Let me put this up. Ridiculous. Messed up my whole thing and threw off my whole mojo. Okay. Put my AirPods up. Okay. Shout out to Andrew C because if you didn't say nothing, if you didn't say nothing. Okay, there we go. If you didn't say nothing, I would have just still been talking. I think what happened was when I was getting that phone call, my AirPods picked up the phone and then switched back and forth between the phone uh, and my MacBook. So let me see. Talk about horrible experience I had with Southwest Airlines this week, part 2. Okay, so I don't remember where I was at. I think I was saying about the guy correcting people with their mask, right? So by the time we land, he says, oh, we're gonna have some special guests joining us when we land, so don't get up right away. I was like, special guest? I'm already knowing that's the cops. He was not lying. When we pulled up to that gate, down on the ground next to the people that grabbed the bags out the plane was the police cars. And I'm thinking, how could you not wear your mask correctly on a plane? Like, they're not playing around. I thought from Bridesmaids that there was like an air marshal or something, that somebody that would pop out of like general population and tackle people. I thought they were real. So I'm thinking like, oh, I guess they're not really all that real. But I mean, they could still be real, maybe just for more serious things. Anyway, the 2 cops come onto the plane. I couldn't even stick around to find out like what all that was about. I don't know if they got detained, arrested, or fined, but people ended up getting hemmed up over a mask. Over a mask. The same thing I tell my students over and over: put your mask on, put your mask on, put your mask on, put your mask on. Grown adults couldn't hang either. Okay. But mind you, it had been a long day. I'm trying to cut them a little slack. So I get to Vegas, and you would think in Vegas, honey, you're in Vegas, you could at least have you a drink or two. You could, go out and play the slot machines, go out. I mean, it's Vegas, right? But it's Vegas in a pandemic, in a panoramic, in a palabra, okay? So, and I didn't really have that much time. Mind you, it's like 10 o'clock at night. I ain't ate nothing. I ain't drank nothing because I'm trying to keep my mask on. We've been sitting on the plane for hours, just sitting. The only thing open in the Vegas airport because of the pandemic are vending machines. Vending machines where Gatorade is $5. Okay, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just get my cheddar ruffles. I'm giving it my Gatorade. I'm gonna have a seat. I'm gonna charge my stuff. I'm taking this all in stride. As long as I'm gonna be there, it's gonna be fine. I go to the gate. My flight has been delayed once again. Now listen, I'm a reasonable person, okay? I feel like it makes sense to me that you would delay a flight to ensure that the people coming make it onto their flight. Otherwise, it's going to be a ripple. You're going to have all these people cancel. You're going to lose money. I get it. But why not just create a way for me to go straight from, at that point, when you had all these delays in Dallas, just give me a flight straight from Dallas, Ontario. Why we got to be playing these games? Right? So, get delayed again. I'm texting my friend. I'm like, Jasmine, I'm like, hey, Nina's like, hey, I can come get you even though it's going to be late. I was like, are you sure? She's like, yeah. So I text Jasmine. I'm like, Jasmine, I know it's getting later and later. Jasmine, like, she got to work at 6 a.m. So I'm like, okay, Nina going to come get me. Cool. So they push it back one time. I'm like, okay, now we're going to land. It's probably going to be about 12:30. They push it back again. I'm like, okay, we're going to land about 1:30. We're going to land about 1:30. She's like, okay, I got you. Cool. I'm like, okay, don't leave till I text you. Don't leave your house till I text you because it is just a 30-minute drive, 45-minute drive. And I don't want her sitting down there. She could be taking a nap, whatever it is. because they keep delaying and pushing back flights. I'm over it. I'm dog tired. The Ruffles was halfway stale. The Gatorade was way overpriced. I'm just annoyed. And then on top of that, babies are crying. Now, I had looked up. I ain't heard no baby all day. At this point, babies are crying. They're over it. They're crying, and they feeling like how I want to cry too. I want to cry too. There was somebody sitting across from me. It was a little baby. He wasn't even a little baby. He was probably about 1 or 2. And he was on his grandma, and he was just clinging to her. And she had her head on him, and she was just rocking him. And I was so envious. I was like, that looks so comfortable. And I need that right now because I'm so tired. And Southwest got me messed up. They got me, I'm in Vegas in the middle of the night. In the middle of the night. Okay? So we finally get on the plane. Did we wait in Vegas? I feel like every time it took a minute to take off. I really do. Because even coming back yesterday, there's a whole nother story that we got to get into, which is why I'm glad we broke this up into 2 parts. It's a reason for everything. I don't know. We fly to Vegas, make it to Vegas. I did not get out to my friend until about 2 a.m., which means I didn't make it up to my grandparents' house until about 3 a.m. But I'm skipping something because why did they lose my bag? They lost my bag, honey, the whole day. The whole day. It's already been a day. It's already been a day. And they lost my bag. One simple little plain black duffel bag. Now listen, I was only supposed to be going Monday, come back Wednesday. I felt like I could go buy all the travel size stuff and do a carry-on, but I ain't doing that. Y'all should not lose my bag on a domestic flight. There should be it's no way y'all gonna lose my bag. They lost the bag. And it's okay because I had a reason to go shopping. And my nanny, she has all the stuff. Like, we like to keep stuff for guests when they come, right? But I was still annoyed because my Ivy Park Adidas was in there that I fought for and bought off of somebody. They was in there. So I'm like, if these people steal my Ivy Park shoes, Beyonce herself gonna hear from me. Okay, me and Beyonce gonna get together. We're gonna take down Southwest Airlines. It was a whole problem. It was a whole conundrum. Okay, so the lady tells me, oh, we can either, your bag will arrive tomorrow. It's in San Jose. I'm like, what is it doing in San Jose? I ain't ever stopped in San Jose, been to San Jose, thought of San Jose. Why is my bag in San Jose? She's like, I don't know. It could have been diverted. I'm just like, okay. It's early in the morning. Whatever you got to do. And if you know me, I don't get irate easily. I just don't, because I feel like everybody got a job. It's late. Everybody got their thing, right? But at this point, it's like everywhere I was turning that day, and I kept asking God, like, what are you trying to show me, Jesus? What are you trying to get to me? What's happening? So my best friend, she outraged just like me. Like, we outraged. And we like, you know what? It's all good. Like, it's all good. It's not that deep. It's not that deep. At least we made it here. We safe. Praise God. Ain't no scratches. Like, none of that. Like, the plane was safe. And that's what I kept telling myself. Like, thank God. Right? But on the level of professionalism, the level of taking care of your customers, Southwest, I had a problem. The problem persisted and continued. Right? So I get on up the hill, make it there about 3 o'clock, 3:15 in the morning. My nanny's like, hey, how you doing? What's up? She ain't got me up. This is what we're going to go with, the style up for the story. And she says, we got to leave here by 4:45. I said, an hour? She said, yeah. So we're not going to talk about my trip, right? We leave by 4:45. We make it down to the hospital. Everything runs smoothly. Praise God. Papa is in tip-top shape. Has a couple stitches. I'm going to please continue praying for him. My nanny, pray for her morale, pray for her energy, pray for her health as well. Appreciate y'all for that. But I was able to get down there and do what I needed to do. Was I dog tired? I was dog tired, honey. I took a nap in the car because they wouldn't let 2 people in the VA hospital, only the patient and 1 visitor. It was a whole thing. We had to switch off. But I took a nap, woke up about 9 o'clock, and the airport was kind of over there. So I was like, okay, I'm going to shoot down to this airport because a girl told me, Your bag will be here at 9:25. I'm gonna get my stuff. It's all good. Ain't nobody seen me. I ain't seen my people. Like I got down here, did my business. I'm gonna get back up to where my grandparents stay, take a shower. I'm gonna have my stuff. We get to go. It's no big deal. I get to the airport. I get this lady. She got some attitude like I done did something to her and her whole family. And she says, I was like, now listen, y'all, I'm very chill, very positive. I walk in there and I say, off my 2 hours of sleep, 1 hour of sleep in the same clothes I had on the whole day. I said, hi, how are you? Good morning. I landed about 2 a.m. on a flight from Houston, and my bag did not make it. I was told that it would be on a flight this morning coming from San Jose. Here's the baggage tag. Are you able to let me know if the bag has made it? I'm looking around the room. I don't see it in here. She cuts me off. She's like, well, actually, that flight hasn't made it here yet. It just landed. So if you want to go out there and check, and just give me your name, and I'll look in my system, and then you can go out there and check. At the time, I didn't think nothing of it. I'm just like, okay, girl, it's early. I mean, you went, oh, let me back up. I think I said, the lady told me that I would receive a $100 travel voucher. That's what I said. I said, the lady last night told me that I would receive a $100 travel voucher, or you guys could deliver it. So I just came up here to get it. And she's like, well, who said that? Who did you talk to? I said, I don't know. Y'all, we went back and forth at least for a cool minute about who the employee was that told me it. Listen, I've worked in a lot of customer service positions. Whoever told me is irrelevant. Whoever told me. It's because of the appearance. You thought I made it up. And it's okay. It's okay. You thought I made it up. It's okay. So she's like, well, really, we only do that if you have a report. I'm like, well, I don't have a report. I just have the direction she told me. So I reported here at the time that she said. She's like, well, why wasn't a report done? I said, I don't know why a report wasn't done, because I don't work here. Now, I didn't say that, but I'm like, I'm not sure why a report wasn't done. I just know she said be here 9:25. My bag could potentially be on the flight, and I will receive a travel voucher because I came over here to get it. So she's like, that's when she says, okay, just give me your name, and then you can go out there and look because the flight just landed. So I'm going out there. I'm looking on the little carousel thing. I'm looking. And as a matter of fact, the one she pointed to, it wasn't even on that one, so I had to go to the other one. I'm looking, still looking high and low, looking all around. She comes out and she asks me, what did you say your last name was? I don't like stuff like that. Listen, I was a person that was in the Air Force, okay? We don't play around. Even when we used to train people, we don't play around like that, okay? Get all the information down on the thing. You should not have to pick up and ask nobody else any more information that you should have got on the initial thing, on the first sweep, okay? Had I been of a different race, I feel like if I would have came in there and said, hi, good morning. And I had like a straight bob, parted down the middle, maybe no lash, no color, no nothing, and maybe a French tip. And I would have said, hi, good morning. I was wondering if you could track down my bag. I was told yesterday that I would receive a $100 travel voucher. I feel like she'd have been like, yes, right, let's look into that. What's your name? And you have your baggage ticket? She didn't do none of that. It was more like halfway at first, like, oh, yeah, let me see what I could do, right? So the bag ain't out there. She's looking at my name. She can't find it. So there's a black guy that comes up to me. I don't know if he worked in there with her. I don't really know. I don't even know if she called him as reinforced. I don't know. But he comes up to me and he's way more personable. And he goes, hey, let's try to find your bag. I was like, yeah, I want my baggage ticket. You want it? I don't remember if he took it because I literally went through this again last night. Anyway, long story short, my bag ain't on there. And she says it could potentially be on the flight that lands at 2. I'm on an hour and a half sleep. Okay. And I'm like, it's laughable at this point because I'm like, I don't even know who to complain to. I don't even know what to do. I don't even know what to do but say, okay. Like, I'm not a person that pushes back. I just don't do that. Now, if it's for somebody else, if it's for one of my students, if it's for one of my sisters, my friends, somebody being done wrong, I'm push back shawty all day, okay? But to just be pushing back on people who just doing their job, like, and granted, like for me and jobs that I've been in, if people push back, like it does give me a little more fire to get something done for you. I get it. I'm just not that girl. I'm just not that girl. But when this lady was giving me all this attitude that like I had did something to her, I was just like, okay. Okay, so now I got to give attitude. Now I got to be double checking behind you to make sure you done did your job. And we shouldn't even have to go through that. Long story short, like I said, she tells me, you know, it might be on the 2 p.m. flight. If it's on the flight, I'll give you a call, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, cool. I go out to the car. I'm so frustrated because I'm tired. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know who to call. I'm like, maybe I can call Southwest Airlines, like customer service, you know, just do a little complaint, which I really hate doing. But I'm like, maybe I'll just do that. You know, that'll help me, you know, be able to advocate for myself in that way. Y'all, the wait time on the phone with Southwest Airlines was 62 minutes. It was 62 minutes. I was like, okay, we're not doing that today. So I hang up the phone. And at that point, I'm like, you know what? I need to push my flight back. I'm not leaving on Wednesday no more. I'm leaving on Thursday because I got here at 2 a.m. I didn't even have a Monday, pretty much. And I'm dog tired. I'm sitting there thinking like, I done got up at 4:15 to make sure, you know, we make it down. And I'm gonna just have to get up early again the next day. I'm like, no, I need, right? So I go up in there, they changed my flight free of charge. That's probably the only thing that was easy to do. We get to go. Okay. So y'all, my bag did not make it. My bag, they delivered my bag because they called me. They said they had my bag. My bag did not make it to my grandparents' house until Wednesday. Okay. So Monday, you know, she said it was going, they said 9:25. Then she said 2 o'clock. Nothing. That whole afternoon, nothing. My bag, they finally called me about my bag on Wednesday. It made it to my grandparents' house about 4 p.m. You know, I'm out doing my thing. I went to the mall. I had to go to Victoria's Secret. I had to go to like Charlotte Russe. I had one pair of shoes. My nanny had me on the toiletries. But y'all, let me just take a breath. So, because I done got so heated, I'm not even taking my hair down. So they delivered the bag. Okay, so yesterday, I'm leaving. My time to leave Thursday, 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, okay, it should run a lot smoother because actually Wednesday it was raining here in Houston. And I was like, okay, we're going to be good to go because Thursday is supposed to be sunny. We ain't going to have no problems. Actually, the weather was good in Dallas. And I'm thinking like, everything coming out of Dallas, we're going to be good to go. Well, y'all, why didn't I check Denver? Because that's where my stop was at. We get to the gate. And let me try to remember yesterday because it's all running together in my head. I can't even remember where I sat. I can't even picture the gate in my mind. Okay, wait, it's coming back. Because I went to Einstein. I got me a bagel sandwich. I sat on the exit row. Okay, I remember now. We get on the plane. We in the air. We get to go. We money, baby. I'm like, we gonna make it on time. Ain't gonna be no problems. We gonna be good to go. I'm gonna get home to my dogs. I'm gonna still have the rest of the day. I'm gonna take my hair down today. We're gonna be good to go. It's gonna be gravy. We must get in the air. And the guy come up on the thing, the pilot come up on the thing. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to apologize because I know As a matter of fact, we might have been delayed. Because he apologized first, and I can't even remember why he's apologizing. But he's like, I know this is hard to hear. I know this is hard to hear. And really, I wish there was something we could do about it. But I think it was about the weather in Denver, why we couldn't leave. Okay, air traffic control was saying like we can't leave. So I want to say we sat there for a little bit. I want to say that, but I can't remember initially. Anyway, while we in the air, he comes on the thing again. He says, we're going to, so it's still not safe to land in Denver. They've closed the runway. So we're going to land in Salt Lake City. And no, you will not be able to deplane. My phone, which is on 3%, is about to die. My laptop is on the way to dying as well. They like, we about to sit on a tarmac in Salt Lake City because we can't connect to a gate because there's way too many other planes that are sitting as well. So we sit in here. We sitting here and they didn't turn, stop, Kobe. They didn't turn the plane off. And he's like, the flight attendant says, so we do advise that you all raise the shades on the plane to close the windows so that we can keep the air on the inside. I was like, is this really happening? We're in Salt Lake City. My phone is on 3, and I want to say my phone might have been on 13%, but by the time we left, it was on 3%. And I'm sitting there thinking, if when we get to Denver, I don't make my flight, no, and I have to rush to my flight, we're not going to have no time to charge. So I'm like, I kind of like low-key started to freak out a little bit. Because if you can picture in your mind, I have been through all these different things on Monday. Now here it is again. I'm feeling like, is it about to start again? Who is calling? I'm gonna have to call them back because it's 8:00 at night. Who is calling? Let me see. Hello? Yeah, I received a call, but I think it was about the delivery. I was calling the number back. But everything's good to go. Thank you. All right. Anyway, so I'm starting to freak out because all these people are standing and y'all, I can't do closed spaces and a lot of people up around me. Because to me, people getting antsy, they talking, they laughing, they standing up, and I'm just really I'm not feeling it. I'm trying to get where I'm supposed to get. I don't know if what's going to happen Monday, if what happened Monday is going to happen again. So we were sitting there an hour. And then the guy comes back up on the thing. And he's like, okay, Denver's open. We're ready to go. And everybody sit down, put your seatbelt on, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, okay, we get to go. We ready to go. We good. We ready to go. We made it to Denver. And in Denver, we rushing off the plane, get off the plane. We like, okay, what's next? We got to get where we need to get. I get out there. I see that my flight has been delayed. Instead of 3:35, which it was initially supposed to leave at, it now leaves at 6:35. I'm like, okay, it's okay. Go use the restroom. Maybe, fix up your face a little bit because you probably got, the spit and all kind of dry mouth up under your mask because you ain't ate nothing. You ain't spoke. In hours. Y'all, that trip from, we counted it. The trip from Ontario to Denver took 6 hours. 6 hours. Because we sat, we flew, we sat. 6 hours. So we get to the, you know, I get myself together, go and get me an acai bowl. Yes, I found an acai bowl up in the airport. And I'm like trying to find somewhere to charge. It is hecka people in this airport. It is people sitting everywhere. They got all these chairs, you know, they got the little plugs right up under the seat. The chairs ain't plugged in. So it's like lots of places to sit, but ain't nowhere to charge. And then the outlets is loose. They loose as a goose, the ones that I'm finding. I ended up finding somewhere across the little escalator thing that you walk and then it just moves, right? I find it across from the gate. So I gotta be charging, watching my stuff on one hand, watching over there on the other hand, because see, Southwest like to play, and I'm about to tell y'all about that in a minute, because when I tried to go live the first time in the airport, that's when they was playing. So I'm sitting, I'm watching, texting, sitting, watching, texting, sitting, watching, texting, eating, sitting, watching, texting, eating, sitting, watching, texting, eating on my little thing. I overhear somebody next to me say, "Oh yeah, my flight got canceled. I got to find a hotel because all the flights getting canceled out of Denver." And I'm like, I am not staying the night in Denver. I'm not gonna be able to do it. So I'm looking at this little old lady with her phone. She had to have the first iPhone, and she on there and she's trying to find the hotels. And I'm annoyed. I'm mad because I'm like, where is the person, whoever told her her flight was canceled and that she had to stay the night in Denver? They should have arranged a place for her to stay. They should have arranged a hotel for her to stay in. Why does she have to sit here and try to figure out? Because what if she didn't have a smart? And then a lady said, "This is my first time out since COVID." I was annoyed. Okay. I was annoyed, but she's talking to somebody over me. And when you have your AirPods in, people just think you can't hear nothing going on. And really, when I travel by myself, I'm very introverted. Like my hair gets a lot of attention, or my nails. And so, I was speaking to people in that way, smiling and stuff. But other than that, I'm stone cold shy. I'm not right here, just like this. Okay. So I'm looking across, and I can't tell if I'm just tired, but it's looking like a line of people inching forward. So I don't know if are y'all getting through the gate. I don't know. So I'm like, if I get up, I'm gonna lose my seat where I'm charging stuff, and I'm gonna have to walk all the way over here if they not moving. Because like I said, Southwest was playing. Like they would say one thing over there, and then on my phone, it would say like cancel or delay, or it wouldn't say nothing. So I decided to get up and go check. I asked the guy, I'm like, "Hey, I'm just trying to get a status about the Houston flight." He's like, "I'm actually about to make an announcement about that right now." I was like, okay. So I back up, wait for the announcement. And I could tell by how many prefixes he had that flight was either about to be canceled or like hecka delayed. Y'all, it was about 4:45. It was about 4:45. And he said, no, maybe it was like 5:15. It's closer to 6:30. But he said, "Hey, everybody wants to the Houston flight. Just want to let y'all know, because of weather, due to weather, here in Denver, the flight is in Albuquerque. They're not gonna be able to land. They can't make it here yet. They haven't been approved to leave. So the flight is now leaving at 9:20. 9:20. I was like, it's only 5 o'clock. How you gonna say it's leaving at 9? How you know? At this point though, I couldn't even be upset. I couldn't even be upset because it was so many people, and I knew if I get upset, like there's so many other people with like children, toddlers. Like I saw I don't know if they were single dads. It was dads traveling with like 3 kids under 10. It was older people. It was like me, myself, who doesn't have to get back to a job, who has a husband who's watching her. I mean, we have our dogs, right? Like, very fortunate to be safe. Like I'm counting my stars, right? So I'm like, really, you don't have no room to get upset. Like it's frustrating, but you're safe, you're good to go, you're not stranded, like it's okay. Still optimistic. So that's when I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna just go on away from this gate. I'm gonna find me somewhere to sit down, and I'm gonna go live, and I'm gonna tell somebody about this. So I go down. I see this little area down by the baggage claim, this little corner where nobody's really at. I'm like, I'm gonna set up my chargers. I got my acai bowl. I got my, and I'm gonna go live and talk to my people. All three of y'all that be joining my lives. And I was like, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be all right. So I sit down there and I start my live, if y'all seen it. And on the loudspeaker, like the Lord himself, somebody come on and he says, all of those on flight 1813 going to Houston, please report back to gate C41 immediately. I don't have knees like Megan, so it took me a while to get up. I wasn't that far, but I was annoyed because what if I was far? What if I had decided, oh, I'm in Colorado and I got 4 hours. I should go paint the town. You know what I'm saying? Like, what if I had decided? Because that's what I mean. Anyway, y'all, let me finish. Let me get back to my hair. So I'm getting back to the gate, pull back up to the gate. He like, actually, and you can see the sun beaming through the window. Actually, we're ready to go now. I was like, cool, praise God. So got my juice, my stuff charged up a little bit. I'm like, okay, cool. Y'all could be cutting my hair. Maybe it's just a split ends. So we hop on a plane. I'm in the back, which I hate being in the back. But I'm just like, this is the last plane. I'm about to get home. We gonna be good to go. Get on the plane, and we sit again, right? And so we finally get going, and the pilot's like, we're gonna go up, we're gonna go north to try to like get out of the storm, like bust through the storm just to go back down to Houston. So I don't know if that takes more time, but I just know that means some turbulence, right? Y'all, you would have thought that plane had 22s on it. Hydraulics. I was like, if I die on this plane, my legacy, what did I really leave? What did I really leave my dogs? What did I leave my students if I die on this plane? I'm like, because this turbulence is rough, honey. Like, it's rough. So we make it through the turbulence. The flight attendant is still trying to hand out drinks with the turbulence. And I'm sitting on the end seat. I'm like, listen, if somebody spilled some Coke on my MacBook, we gonna have a problem. So they sitting down, they get back up, they sit down, the seatbelt sign comes back on, they get up, they sit down, they get up, they sit down, because it was just that turbulent, right? And so end up getting the drinks out, but there's this guy, okay? So he's sitting in his seat. You know how like when you're on the aisle seat, you kind of sit out a little bit because you want to give somebody else some like a little courtesy. So you kind of sit out a little bit, but if somebody's coming, you kind of lean in. You know, you sit down, you lean in, right? He's sitting in the last seat towards like the bathroom where the flight attendants be at. And so I presume people are walking by hitting him, right? He's probably getting hit quite a few times. I couldn't see. I wasn't concerned about him. I'm just like, it's nighttime. It's too many people around, germs. Dude, next to me, just keep coughing. It's too much. So next, all of a sudden, I hear, yo, you can't say excuse me? I was like, oh my gosh. Why can't we just get home? So him and the flight attendant going back and forth, getting into it. It's a male flight attendant and a male guy, right? So they get into it. I don't know if anybody threw hands, but the dude is talking very aggressively in a tight space at night on the plane with hundreds of other people. I can't do it. My anxiety, I can't do it. So the other flight attendants hop in. I don't know if he got hit. I don't know. But they hop in. They're like, sir, you need to calm down. You need to sit down, sir. I'm like, God, what is happening? What is happening? Anyway, we land, and as we land, they say, will the the customers or the people in seat so-and-so please exit the plane? It's the guy and his wife. Child, when we get off that plane, it's like 4 cops sitting around him. I don't know if he got arrested, detained, or fined. I don't think he got put on the no-fly list because I don't know if he threw hands. Okay, I heard a girl talking at the baggage claim, and she was saying she was a witness or something because she was sitting next to them. And she said she didn't see the guy hit the flight attendant. So I don't know if the flight attendant was saying like he hit him or pushed him. I don't know. I just know people was tense. And if you don't understand that, people are tense. This is a long day. Y'all done cancel everything, delay everything. Y'all losing bags. Oh, I didn't even get to that yet. We done made it to Houston. It's about 11:30, 12 o'clock. 11:30, 12 o'clock at night. We done finally made it to Houston. I'm like, whoo! Okay. The last 2 things I got to do. Grab my bag and my car. I'm like, everything better be there. Everything better be there. My car better be right where I left it. Nobody better not have touched my car, tried to steal my car, break no things, scratched it, nothing. And my bag better be on this baggage claim. It just better be. It's got to be. It's got to be. Y'all, we get down there. The baggage claim, the carousel start running. I'm like, I'm gonna stand right here. I don't have the energy to run around and check the other side. I don't have the energy. Then you hear somebody say, Cody, out. You hear somebody say, oh, check the other carousel. Out. If you flew in from Denver, check the other carousel. We check the other carousel. It's like a few of us that came from Ontario. We noticed that our stuff ain't there. This is when I get real quiet in my mind. I get real quiet in my mind because I start thinking, if I pop off, technically, whoever I choose to pop offload don't deserve it because they don't have nothing to do with why your bag ain't here. Okay? Like common sense goes through my mind hand in hand because I just been through so much stuff so many times where I have overreacted, I have flew off the handle, and it just wasn't worth it. Like the consequences of that just wasn't worth it. So I just be like thinking common sense, and I be real quiet in my mind. Like if you pop off, then this. If you don't do nothing, then this. So what you gonna do? What's gonna happen? And you gotta move quickly because you're tired. And you gotta use your brain, right? So I'm like, first in my mind, check all these other bags. Just make sure. And maybe you overlook. Maybe you're more tired than you thought. Okay, just overlook. Just go check. Go check. It wasn't my bags, y'all. Then I'm like, okay, maybe it's another carousel. Maybe there's one that came from Ontario and you just missed it. It's another Southwest carousel. It's okay. Just go check. I don't see another one. My feet are hurting because I got on my Ivy Park Adidas that are heavy, like bricks on your feet. I don't know why y'all let me buy those. Still didn't see it. So there's other people who are very upset. Okay. And they kind of amping me up a little bit because, in my mind, and now my AirPods are dying. My AirPods are dying. So any type of Zen music that I had going on, it's a wrap. So y'all, I'm fully pumped up. The guy next to me, he going on. He like, how they gonna lose my suitcase? They got my medication in there. And we came straight from here. We were delayed. This don't make no sense. Like he is fully in pop-off mode. Another guy got his family, the daughters is all upset. They're like, this have my stuff in it. And they're all going off, right? So I'm feeling in my soul like a fire. Like my AirPods is dead. They lost my bag on the way. They only gave me $100. Shoot, I spent $100 easy, right? I'm getting pumped up. I'm getting upset. I'm feeling the rage. I'm feeling the anger, blah, blah, blah. The guy comes up. He's like, hey, What does your bag look like? I'm just trying to help. I'm just trying to get in. And he worked there, but he looked like he worked like behind the scenes. He's like, I'm just trying to see, how I can help him find the bags. So my anger was quickly like suppressed a little bit because it was like, oh, he don't have to do that. He running around in the middle of the night. He grabbing extra bags. He bringing them over. And I'm like, no, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. I told you it's a black duffel bag from Ontario. No, that's not it. And he asking other people, everybody getting increasingly angry. So I'm like, he don't deserve that. Can I just push it down? I'm like, thank you very much, but that's not it. I think I'm just gonna go to the little office thing. Go to the office thing. And there's a black girl in there look just like me. She didn't really look like me, but I saw myself in her. She was very no emotion, very low voice. She was asking, hey, did you check this carousel? Did you check that carousel? Talking to other people. So the rage I felt, I couldn't even give it to her the way I wanted to give it to her because she was so like, she was so zen and she was so just emotionless. So I couldn't even, it just didn't feel right for me to come at her the way that I was ready to come at her, like I wanted to come at her because I had all this rage for Southwest at this point. And this one lady was about to get it. She was about to get it. But and this is why I say, customer service, if you can't have customer service, and she could have been annoyed, she could have just been having a bad day. She could have been depressed. Something could have been wrong, But she chose to just come at me in a way that's just like, unlike that first lady in Ontario who tried to come at me crazy, like the travel voucher is something I just made up. This lady was like, well, we can do a report. We can give you $100 travel voucher. I'm not sure where your bag is at this moment, but if you provide your baggage ticket, we can have it delivered. Do you live here in Houston? I'm like, yes, ma'am, I do. She's like, okay, can I have your first name? Is your phone number, email? Like, I wanted to go off so bad. Because, when you upset, you just want somebody to go off on because somebody gonna get it, right? But I couldn't do it to her. It was like 12:30 at night. So I'm like, in retrospect, I don't have to go to work tomorrow. I live right down the street. I have an extra face wash, an extra body wash. I have extra toothbrushes. I have clothes to wear. My car is here. Found my car. Got in my car just fine. My parking was free because I'm a disabled vet. It could have been worse. Could have been worse. Got in the car, came home. Southwest called me today. They delivered my bag this evening. I'm thankful to be alive. I'm thankful they found my bag both times. But I don't know if I'm flying Southwest no more. I just don't. Because I think even if the weather affected the other airlines, just Southwest just seemed like they're the only ones that want to stop 15 other places along the way. And I don't know about y'all, when I go on a road trip, I don't stop. We pee before we go. We might grab something on the way out. Gas is already filled the night before. I don't stop. There are people who are like, oh, let's stop here along the way, there along the way, there along the way. I don't do that. So Southwest was very like, let's stop here, let's stop there. Like, so I'm thankful because it could have been worse. I'm annoyed because that was a whole lot. I'm still mentally exhausted because I got to take more flights this summer. And although it's not going to be with Southwest, even though they gave me a travel voucher that I definitely want to use, I'm just like, is this how it go? Is this how it go? Y'all tell me in the comments if y'all ever had to deal with Southwest Airlines like this. I just need to know. I had one black duffel bag. One. So now my husband, like, when we travel, he bringing one carry-on. But see, I can't do that because I need my face wash, body wash, things for my hair. Like, I should not have to take a carry-on because I'm worried about you losing my bag. I just shouldn't have to do that. I shouldn't have to do that. Yeah, I wanted to tell y'all my little story. I'm sorry it was such a long story. Hopefully you watch part 1, then you come on here and watch part 2 before the audio cut out. I think I was able to back it up enough. Y'all almost poked the eye out. But yeah, that's it. That's my story time for today. Maybe I'll do another story time about something else another day. I ain't even halfway done with these braids. I could have been done, but that story just had me hot. So basically, the moral of the story is don't fly Southwest Airlines unless you know all the weather and unless it's no stops at all. No stop. Don't do no stops. And then I can't even say that because when we was coming from Ontario yesterday, going to Denver, we had to stop in Salt Lake City, a place that wasn't even on the itinerary in the plan because of lightning in Denver. I don't know, y'all. But I'm going to keep taking these braids out. I will see y'all in the next video. In the next video. Bye. Lord.